Hello and welcome to Something About 5e, where we are going to drone in an endless monotone, basically just rereading the entirety of the player's handbook and not accepting anything homebrew. Everything will be rules as written.
I mean, there's probably an audience for that, but I don't know if that's what we want to go for.
Also, the title's a little long.
Yeah.
Just a tad.
Just a touch.
Yeah. When I
I
put
think
it in
next week we
when I
might
put
try
this one in the
shortening it.
description, it's just going to be something about 5e. I'll be honest. The rest of it was too much.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, Something About 5e was the title.
Okay,
I was
okay,
just
cool.
elaborating beneath that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But
It's something
I am
about
CJ.
5e, semicolon.
Yeah, exactly. Uh, But I am CJ or Alpha. I am the DM for these two wandering souls. If you want to
And
introduce yourselves, we'll
I
start with you,
am
Chris.
Ox/Chris. I will be playing as Moony, the rock no monk / drunken master, now officially level 3. Woo!
I'm
He was well on his way.
Austin/Parfait, and I will be playing John Bloodstone, who is a rogue. And I'm also, if you're a part of the VOD squad, you know I'm an assassin. I spent the money. I did it. I'm committed.
You pulled the trigger.
I pulled the
Yeah,
trigger.
he did
I spent $2.
it. All right.
So time to die
and
this episode because I spent $2 last week.
Yeah.
oh no, the goal is not for you guys to ever die.
Oh.
I want to get you guys very close to death. But my goal is never to push you over the edge. I want the story to be about your characters, but if your character happens to die, that's out of my hands.
Well, I am one step
Oh
closer to
boy,
the edge.
have I come close to
Yeah.
death. So
I'm about
many
to say.
times.
It has happened a couple of times.
So ready for my AC to be higher than it is.
It will be nice. But the two NPCs that are joining our little merry band are Vela and James. One is a tiefling paladin, the other is a, human warlock. So we will start where we left off. You guys had gone into the Blood of the Vine tavern and had rented your guys' rooms. Mooney and John, you guys were sharing a room, and then Vela and James had separate rooms. So, Mooney, nothing much happens. You sleep rather well. John, on the other hand,
Gosh darn it.
you find yourself in a dark forest, gazing down at the tracks of a wolf. Blood pools around the paw prints, its iron scent filling your nostrils. You follow the footprints, stooped over, smell of blood overpowering anything else. And you see it, your prey, twitching in a crimson puddle of its own making. It begins to struggle as it makes contact with your eyes, letting out a cry as you sprint towards it, driving your fangs into its throat. As it stops twitching, you can catch your reflection in the blood, the form of a massive wolf, its bloody muzzle illuminated by the light of the full moon. The child's voice screams out for its father as you dig your fangs into it, stopping its cries. And John awakes very suddenly.
That was scary. I wonder what that's about. Nah, I know. John is very, very distraught. Probably does not go back to sleep.
That is fair.
He probably just sits whittling away or something. I don't know. Maybe he's good at whittling now. That's canon. That's canon now. He's good at whittling.
Fair.
Let me roll a whittling check.
No, you're fine.
What would not that I would need to, but what would a whittling check even be?
Probably sleight of hand or just a raw dexterity check.
I just want to know how good the little thing I'm whittling is, for fun,
Yeah,
Ooh, it's
absolutely.
bad. It's crap. Yeah, I rolled a 9, everyone.
You're a bit distracted. You're mostly just using it as something to keep your hands from kind of shaking. But after a little while, as the sun sort of starts to rise, or you guess rise. It's completely blocked by clouds, but you can see it definitely getting brighter out there. Mooney gets up. He looks well rested, kind of stretching as he gets up and probably grabbing his first drink of the morning.
Take off the top of my flask and throw back a sip. And then I hop out of bed and throw on my to-go brewing supplies.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which, fun fact, is not brewing whiskey because, whiskey takes 12 years to age. He is brewing on the go.
Mm.
And he does sell it.
Ooh.
Fun facts.
Well, that should
might be able to catch
interesting.
Mooney's mead on the market somewhere.
Hey,
I'm kind of disappointed you didn't
could
go
be fun.
Mooney's Moonshine, but fair enough.
I don't want people to go blind.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, fair.
Well, make better product then.
I'm a respectable young man.
All right. So, what are you guys doing? Is John trying to sort of like hide his reaction to his dream, or is he? Does
I feel
he
like
seem
at this point, if that happened in the middle of the
concerned?
night, at this point, I'm just kind of whittling, looking out the window, and you probably. John always kind of gives off an air of being not happy, so I don't know if anything will be noticed.
Yeah, so it might not be something that Mooney would notice immediately that anything was off.
Yeah. Mooney looks at John and, you look like yourself this morning. I mean, more tired than usual, but just as distant.
Just prepping.
You not sleep all right.
Just prepping some steaks for our adventures.
No, fair enough. After that encounter with that creepy vampire guy.
Actually, this is an Austin question. Do vampires in this world, are they do normal vampire rules still apply to them, or no?
Some do.
Okay.
But John wouldn't know
Fair
specifically
enough.
what the weaknesses of vampires are.
Gotcha.
Also, I totally was doing not Moody's voice for a second there.
That's all right. Gotta get back into the swing of it.
That's why you gotta do a voice that's pretty much your own, like I do for John. That's easy. It's just a little gruffer, a little not happy. I'm ready.
I mean, it's still putting on voice.
It's true.
But yeah, so what are you guys doing? Are you just kind of hanging out in the room, or?
Mooney's, hopping up and getting ready to go check on the other half of the party.
Okay.
John follows.
Yeah. What are they up to? Well, we waltz over and knock on the door, I guess.
Okay, so who do you go and knock on the door of first?
Yeah, probably Vela.
Yeah, no one wants to talk to James unless they have to.
Yeah, everyone hates James.
So Vela will, after a short while, answer the door. You will see that she's already sort of in her full armor. She'll kind of... you... Go ahead and give me an insight check.
+1, baby!
Ooh.
For a 12.
Should I roll one too, or just him?
If you want to.
Sure. I mean, I have a -1, so it's not going to be great.
It depends on how well you roll.
I was a critical
Okay,
fail.
That's not enough.
I have a 0.
You guys do...
John stares into the distance.
Yeah.
John's not caring. He's still a little shooken up by his
She
drink.
just says, "Oh, I slept fine. You don't see anything off."
Alright, fair enough.
John's still whittling while he walks.
Fair enough.
Alright, you are then. Let's go check on our last little merry member of the gang, shall we? Waltzes over there and starts banging on the door. Oh, James!
John to himself goes,
yeah.
"Marry men? What?"
As you walk over there, you actually hear like a sort of like clattering and banging coming from inside the room.
Maybe I don't
as you
bang
sort
on the
of
door.
As you sort of okay, do you not bang on the door?
Yeah. I guess that depends. Do I hear the clattering as I approach the room?
Yeah, as you are approaching, you are hearing this.
Ah,
If you're
let
trying to
me.
determine the nature of it, go ahead and give me either like a perception or an insight check.
Well, we're perceiving stuff to. Okay, we're perceiving with a 20 today.
It seems like he is chasing something around the room.
Interesting. Uh,
You do hear like ever so slightly behind the door, like a. Why did she? What are you even doing here?
think Mooney's going to quietly approach the door
Okay,
with a 18 on the stealth roll
all right.
and attempt to open the door. I'm assuming it's locked.
Yeah, you go ahead and you try to open it, and it is locked.
Okay. Mooney quietly, James, everything all right in there?
You're it. Yeah, it's fine. Just gotta whatever it is. You hear footsteps coming towards the door, and the door kind of click and opens up, and you see sort of James's stuff kind of in disarray around the room, and sort of hovering a couple of feet behind him, you see uh, what appears to be a small dragon made entirely out of what looks to be parchment.
Paper dragon. Huh.
Making,
Fascinating.
doing some origami.
Uh, yeah. What exactly is that you got going on there?
Gift from the lady, apparently.
Fascinating. Uh, paper. What is that? Dragon. Wyvern.
Yeah, I think it's technically a pseudo dragon, given its size. And the fact that it
Fascinating.
just wants to get into everything.
That'll
Huh.
be real helpful when we try to sneak around.
Yeah, I'm sure that will do us much more good than harm. Thanks, lady. Then Mooney gestures like thumbs up to the sky.
I'm not sure she cares what we think.
Yeah.
He
I
kind of
suppose.
turns back towards the dragon. He's like, "Do you have like a way for me to summon you, or are you just tagging along?" And you don't hear a response from the dragon, and he just kind of sighs. All right, come on. And he kind of picks up his bag and starts putting stuff back in, and the dragon just kind of soars into the bag and peeks its head out the top.
Oh,
Oh my gosh, it's Banjo Kazooie.
He sort of puts the backpack on, and he's like, "Soon as this is over, as soon as this is over." You guys got an
Yeah.
idea where we're going?
Absolutely not.
Oh, that's good.
Anybody else?
Soon we go down to the tavern, get some food, and then maybe ask some questions around.
Wait, do we still have that will to the death house? Maybe that might be a clue as to where we should start looking next.
Now we can try it. No idea if that place even had any inhabitants after we left.
Fair enough. Yeah, I suppose asking the barkeep's probably a good idea. You know, they always got the best gossip in town.
For the right price.
Hopefully for no price at all. That's my favorite price.
Well, we'll see if the people of Barovia are as altruistic as you hope.
I'm sure with a smile and the right choice of words, anything's possible.
There's always ways to make people talk.
And enough alcohol.
And John
Oh,
heads
we'll
towards.
find out.
John turns to start walking away.
Yeah, and as James kind of walks past you, Mooney, the dragon just kind of looked down at you and kind of like tilts its head, looking at you. You can't really get a read on its emotional state, but it does kind of seem to just be tagging along.
It's hanging. It's vibing.
Mhm.
Hmm. All right. Well, yeah.
Vela does kind of raise an eyebrow at the dragon in his backpack, but does not make any comment towards it. As I
No.
assume you guys head down the stairs towards the rest of the tavern.
The tavern part of the tavern.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, yeah. I
Yeah.
understand.
So you guys go down the steps. There are a couple more people in here than you had seen previously. There appear to be three women sitting at a table near the door. One man kind of sitting over in a corner sort of table by himself. And as you guys sort of walk downstairs, and I assume you guys survey, it's sort of like looking over, seeing, you know, what's different in the morning. The man in the corner actually kind of gestures to you guys to come over.
Oh, that's a good sign. Always a good sign when a man sitting alone in corner gestures for
I
his.
walk over to him.
Yeah, I guess I'll follow.
Yeah, absolutely. You guys sort of come over, and he's like, "Please sit, sit. Can I offer you anything?"
Your name
A
would be a
drink
nice
would
start.
be lovely. Oh, yeah, that too.
Yeah, absolutely. Uh, and he'll call over towards the barkeep. Uh, Couple of rounds for them. And he'll kind of look across you guys. I assume you guys sit down.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
There's
he.
hesitation, but I sit.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. The other two will follow suit. And he kind of looks over you guys, and he sort of is holding his sort of wine mug very closely with his like with both hands. Kind of like looks down at it for a minute, and he's like, "You don't seem to be from around here.
Dude, on
Am I
account of the
right?"
fact that I'm much shorter than everybody else here.
Well, I mean, those of you who are non-human do stand out, but more in that you don't carry yourselves like Barovians.
Now, define carry ourselves like Barovians.
Well, with the exception of one of you, y- you're all dressed a bit brighter than, well, than I would expect around here. But regardless of that, I had heard that a group had taken down the cursed house. I assume that was you.
You assumed right.
That's great. It's that place has been trouble for a while. I don't know if it's permanent, whatever you did, but it certainly says something about your abilities. Speaking of that, was I was wondering if you've met with the Lord of this realm.
I,
Briefly.
unfortunately, yes, we have. Why do you ask?
And if you've met him, then you know the type of creature he is. I need help. He's taken some kind of a liking to my sister, and she's not safe here in the city. I, I need to get her someplace safe. I, I can't trust anyone in the city to do this. Any one of them could be spies for him, but you guys are new.
That, I suppose is a fair point. Ah, well, first off, uh, we haven't gotten your name yet. Uh, very generous stranger. Uh,
Yes, I am Ismar Kolyanovich, though most call me Ismar the Lesser. Um,
Lesser. Why do they call you that?
it well, because of my father. They well, I'm not well liked around here.
Huh. Not
Hmm.
well liked in a town like this. It means you're either good or you're really bad.
Well, I hope not to be. I hope not to be considered bad to you guys. Um, and I hope that you guys are the kind that will understand the type of danger that my sister's in.
Well, if old lord of the house has an interest in her, then I presume she is in a great deal of danger.
Yes, I don't know why, but he has some kind of. He's. His beasts have been prowling around our property for weeks now. The stress of it killed my father. I. She's not. I can't leave her here.
It's a sad story. I'm being honest with you, Eastmark. I'm a little worried. I don't know if we'd want to make a man like that mad at us that quick. We've just got to town. He already doesn't seem to love us that much. What's in it for us?
I mean, we have money. We I can offer you my well, my father was well, I guess you would call him a noble. Uh, he was the burgomaster of this village. We do have money we can offer if that's what you need.
I mean, I don't have a lot of money. Money's nice. How much we talking? We are
Uh,
putting our lives on the line for you.
I I can't guarantee without consulting my sister since she's the other heir. But I'm certain that she'll want to reward you very well if indeed you decide to help us. If we head over to the towards the house, we can you can speak to her yourself.
Can't speak for the whole
All
group,
right.
but I'm on board to talk to her at least. No promises.
Yeah, I think a discussion with your sister would be fruitful for everyone here involved. And I'm sure talking with her in private instead of in its tavern, where we may or may not be able to trust those around it, probably be more beneficial, anyways.
Yeah, he kind of like lowers his voice a little bit. Ever since he's taken a liking to her, the other villagers have kept us at a distance. They think we're cursed. I I can't rely on any of them to help.
Curse of Strahd. How curious.
All right, and see.
And we'll see you next week. Thanks
Roll
for tuning
credits.
in.
Roll credits.
Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah. So you guys do agree to go
Yeah.
along with it. All right. So yeah, you guys.
Well, I guess to be fair, we agreed. You have to decide if our NPCs agree.
Yeah, I mean, they would. Yeah, Vela would be definitely going along with it, and James would be like, "All right, well, there's money in it, and I already don't like the guy, so whatever."
Okay.
But yeah, so you guys will sort of eat your breakfast and drink your wine, and then I assume you guys will follow him out towards the manor.
Sure.
All right. So he guides you off towards that way. You guys were here at the inn, right here in the center of town.
Mhm.
You guys actually head straight south down this road, right to this house here. And as you kind of approach it, you see a very old kind of mansion that sits behind some rusting iron fence. The gates are twisted and torn. The right gate is just cast aside on the ground, and the left one is just kind of swinging in the wind. The squeals of the rusty metal as it just kind of swings back and forth. The property is choked with weeds and overgrown with vines, and the house itself appears that the walls have almost sort of, it seems much more aged than anything else in this city, and you see long claw marks across the walls and very large black burn marks on the actual wall that appear to have been from some kind of a fire. You would notice as you're approaching that there appears to be no glass in any of the windows. They're just completely barred with wooden planks.
As they approach, Moony takes a sip from his flask and wipes his mouth and chimes into Eastmar. I gotta be honest there, Eastmar. You might want to invest in some home renovation. Looks a little, how do I put this, decrepit?
Like crap.
Well, when you have Strahd constantly sending his minions after you, we unfortunately haven't had time to keep up with the gardening.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
You ever think
Yeah.
that people around here, maybe they don't think you're cursed. You're just bringing down their property value.
Hey,
Well, at least you have a sense of humor.
Yeah.
And he will sort of walk up to the towards the actual front gate and kind of heading towards the front door. Do you guys follow along?
I mean, I'm not a vampire. I don't have to ask to follow in. I'll follow.
Okay.
I follow along. Yeah, you're definitely not a vampire.
Oh, what are you talking about?
You might be something else.
I am a human.
Yeah,
But,
but that's it. Nothing else.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, you guys follow along, and he kind of knocks on the door, and you hear a voice coming from inside. Who is it? Irina, it's me. I found some people who might help. And you hear sort of like the clicking of many different locks as the door kind of comes open slowly after. She kind of looks outside. You see a sort of a dark-haired woman already wearing what appears to be armor as she looks out at you guys. She's like, oh. And she opens up the door the rest of the way. I was worried that they had started to move during the day. Quick, get in.
All right.
And Ismark will head in first, and I assume you guys follow?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so you guys head on through. She kind of shuts the door, and she'll end up locking it behind you guys. And you guys see that the interior of the mansion appears to be very well furnished, but it seems, again, incredibly old and worn. Uh, and you do see that there appear to be holy symbols in from basically every room that you can spot. And as you guys walk a little bit further into the room, you guys see on your right hand side a coffin surrounded by wilting flowers and the smell of decaying flesh.
Uh,
I whisper to Mooney. I think we just met Dad.
think you may be right, my friend. Yeah. Suppose getting rid of a body when the whole town hates you is probably a little bit difficult.
We haven't been able to take him to the cemetery.
Oh, sorry, talked a little bit louder than I realized sometimes on account of the fact that I'm always a little bit drunk.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's not safe for me to leave the house, so no one's been willing to help Ismark.
Hmm. Well, that's fair. Uh,
I assume
the
that he
smell
told you.
offends Mooney.
Yeah, that's fair.
Dang.
But she'll kind of like look you guys over. I assume that he told you what's been happening.
With your stalker situation, yeah, he updated us. Uh, I mean,
Forgot to mention the decaying corpse, but it's not the end of the world.
yeah, I think we'll be fine. I mean, I might know a way, to at least cover the smell until you could get rid of the body. Mooney makes a medicine check to see if he knows how to neutralize the smell of rotting corpses.
Ooh.
And with a
uh,
fucking 6, I don't think he knows. He can't
no,
remember at the time.
no, he's not 100% sure. He knows that alcohol covers up the scent of most things.
Hmm.
But
Here,
he doesn't
allow me
think
to
that
pour my
just,
signature me.
John also knows nothing about this.
yeah, that's
It's
fair.
still so strong you won't be able to smell the rotting death. He kind of
I,
just drizzles
um,
it over the coffin.
Without asking?
uh,
Does it?
Eastmark kind of like moves. He's like, stop that!
Oh, my apologies. The smell stifled a little bit.
It does smell like alcohol now, alcohol
Hey!
and decay.
Oh. Well, I tried. That'll
Look,
be free of
the
charge, don't
important
worry.
thing is not my father. The important thing is getting Irina to safety. There's a heavily fortified village on the other side of the valley. It's going to be the best place for her to be taken far out of the eyes of Strahd. I'm not going anywhere. Not until he's put to rest. I can't leave him like this.
Oh, in your brother's defense, you're not really going to be able to do anything about him until we get you somewhere safe, and Strahd's attention isn't solely fixated on your household.
I am not leaving this village until I know that he's been given a proper burial.
If you don't leave soon, you might want to, make sure there's an extra plot for you.
She kind of looks over at you, and go ahead and give me an insight check.
Okay, not gonna be good. I am not very wise. Ooh, a 4. I don't know what she's thinking.
Yeah, you're not 100% sure what she is thinking, but she does seem to be refusing outright to leave this to leave the village without him being buried properly. And she will kind of look to you and she'll be like, "Fine, what's your price?"
For body removal or for getting you to safety? Because body removal will cost extra.
How much would it cost you to make sure that my father doesn't rot here?
Well,
Now here's the
I've
problem:
never
is Austin
charged
doesn't know
for burial
what money's
services.
worth what in this world. I don't know what my answer's supposed to be. What would be an acceptable range, CJ? And I'll choose where on that range I choose to say. But like, I need to know what I should be like. I don't know.
I mean, it entirely depends on John's living situation and what he expects to pay.
John has
So
no money.
he has no money currently.
Yeah,
Yes.
John is a poor boy. Nobody loves him.
So the typical wages for a peasant around here would be about like a silver or two.
I
For
would
like
say
a
that
couple
John does
days'
come from a
work.
life where he would be slightly above a peasant.
Oh yeah,
Due to
no,
his backstory.
absolutely.
So I don't think he'd want a peasant's wage.
Yeah, but for labor like this, since it's disposing of a body, bringing it over to a cemetery, it's not necessarily difficult work. You would be looking at more like 5 gold max for something like that. Since you're not like bringing it very far, there's not any like danger that you're aware of. If you were aware of danger, obviously you could charge more. But like around 5 gold would be what John would expect for a kind of like physical labor task like this.
Well, then John says, it'll cost you 5 gold to move him.
Well, hold on. I'm feeling a little generous. What if we just
I'm
call
not.
it 4 and
We
we
were
can
asked to
split the
save
1
her.
gold
She cares
between
more
all
about
of
her
us?
dead dad. He's dead. Let him be dead. Why do you want to die too?
Now, John, we're just doing a burial. Are
We're
you a man
wasting our
of faith?
time.
Are you going to be able to say a prayer for him when we drop him into the ground?
No.
And then I think we should charge fair services. I think 4 gold is perfectly normal, and we can split the 1 gold for each of us.
Whatever.
I think that's a fair price.
It should help
And
her. It's only right that he gets a proper burial.
Mooney's going to try to do a persuasion check against John, since John seems very stout on getting this 5 gold.
No, John
versus
said whatever.
4.
John is angry, but he's already accepted. He's just whatever.
Okay.
John thinks this is a complete waste of his time. Because John does not care about the dead. He does not believe in any gods, and he also does not care about the dead. He thinks they're lucky. So he just thinks this is a complete waste of his time. But he has reluctantly accepted it because he doesn't also care enough to fight more.
Okay. Yeah, and James would just kind of be sitting in the background of this. James doesn't
Conjuring up
much care
popcorn
one way or
for
another.
himself to eat.
No, not quite, but he would be sort of like sitting back there kind of watching this scene play out.
Now, what was
kind of
the
seeing what you
sister's
guys are
name?
doing. Irene.
Irina?
Mm-hmm.
Now, how does that sound, Lady Irina? 4 gold, we'll bury your props, and we'll come back here and escort you right out of town so you can be nice and safe and out of the reach of that complete and total dirtbag Strahd.
I would appreciate that greatly.
All right, and we could talk about those fees at a later point in time. But first, we got a dead body to bury.
Yeah, James kind of pipes up from the back. It's going to be considerably more trying to drag you across this monster-ridden hellscape.
I'm an extra for having to deal with you while we do it.
And possibly die. Yeah, that it will be considerably heftier price than 4 gold. I mean, James raises a valid point.
Of course.
All
I'm
right,
not
well,
planning on making you risk your life for me for anything less than what you deserve.
well, glad we're all on the same page. Let's get this body taken care of then, shall we?
All right. John's already over at the coffin. He's done. He is so done with this.
Yeah,
All right,
so
trying to
you
make some
guys
strength
will,
checks, baby.
Yeah, you guys can go over there between. I would say between the 4 of you guys, you don't need to make a strength check. You guys all have
Okay.
Well, John's not
enough
trying.
strength that.
John doesn't care.
Yeah, I mean, but it's a body in a coffin. It's not a huge
I just
amount
wanna
of weight. Honestly, Vela and Mooney could hold it themselves.
But just want to make sure that it's whoever is on the side with me, or like they are having to do more work because I am not carrying.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mooney's feeling a little bit more, and it's
Yeah.
even more so since he's like having to reach up to hold it.
Mhm. Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, you guys will sort of bring it. Eastmark will come along with you guys, kind of either helping with the weight if John refuses to assist, or just
I feel like
showing
John
you
is
guys where
good
to
at
go.
being a jerk when he wants to be, so you can't tell that he's not trying. It just unless you're the one carrying it.
Okay.
Like he looks
right.
like he's helping. He's just not trying because he's actively mad about this situation.
Yeah. So you guys will sort of end up walking out these doors. You guys, and as you're kind of walking down the street, you are noticing there are more people on the street now. It seems like the city has kind of woken up a bit more. And you do catch some stares as you guys are moving this, and people kind of like, turning away or kind of like backing back into their doorways, kind of watching you from windows as Eastmark leads you up the north this road here,
You weren't kidding
then
about being
branching
unpopular.
and then branching a little off to the west to go up to the church here.
Mooney makes some faces and goes, "Ooh," at some of the people passing by. He doesn't take kindly to being shunned.
Yeah, that's fair.
All right, so we're at the cemetery, huh?
So you guys start heading towards the church. You guys start walking up towards sort of a slight rise in the hill. You see you can actually see off in the distance a sort of a large pillar of stone that holds a large gray castle in the distance, and sort of underneath the shadow of that you see this church that seems to be incredibly weathered and worn. You see several holes in the roof, the several scratch marks, and again fire just scorching the walls of this church. I'm going to go ahead and put you guys on the map.
Yeah, we exist. Let's go.
You do exist, indeed. I will need to update your tokens because apparently they did not update to your new HP values.
Woo! Oh.
I'm sitting at 24.
It's not showing on this map
Weird.
for some reason. But you guys find yourselves here.
Ah! Sorry, I just saw the man of faith behind the altar. I was spooked.
Yeah. And as you guys sort of approach here, kind of lugging the coffin with you, uh, I assume. I assume you four are holding the. No, actually, yeah. Now, Eastmark would be one of the ones holding the coffin. Uh, James would just kind of be walking along.
Damn.
And Eastmark, once you guys get here, he'll sort of have you guys set down the coffin, and we'll go over to the sort of standing open wooden doors here, and he will kind of look uh, towards the altar. Sort of, you can kind of hear something. Go ahead and give me a perception check.
Woo!
14.
-1. Let's see what it is. 15 somehow.
Got a good roll.
Yeah, so as you guys sort of approach this, you hear a little bit muffled, but definitely seems to be coming the from the actual chapel itself. You hear the muffled sounds of a young man's voice. Father, I'm starving!
Oh.
And Moody whispers to John behind him. I think there may be just a small amount of danger involved in this burial process.
If only we would have got the 5 gold.
Yeah, you know what? You're right. I'll admit it.
Yeah, things have already gone south.
This is why we shouldn't help people.
James kind of like looks over at John with that and kind of like nods, like yeah, I get it. And he'll sort of like go over to Ismark and he's like, "So, do your churches normally scream like that?" And Ismark will kind of like look over at you guys and back into the church, and you do see him kind of standing there with this kind of shocked look on his face. It's like, I didn't know it was so bad here. Seems like there's no place that his minions haven't touched. He kind of runs a hand along the wooden door, along one of the long claw marks in it. This is very bad.
Well, we were able to survive a house that tried to kill us. Not sure we can handle whatever's in here. Moody says, definitely not very confident in what he's saying at all.
Yeah, Vela will kind of sort of look to Mooney and be like, "Yes, we can handle whatever this place could throw at us. This is a place of worship. It's a holy place. It cannot truly be tainted."
Right.
Sure. Sure it can't, says John.
Well, I suppose we should leave your pops out here while we try to, resolve whatever's going on in there.
Yes,
Don't want your pop's body eviscerated.
We probably should have left him at the house, but that's neither here nor there.
I'll stay with him. If
All
you
right.
need my help, let me know. Just call for me.
Will do.
All right.
And he will kind of sit beside the coffin.
Let's try to find a way in here.
I do believe the front door is open.
I mean, I don't want to go walking in the front door.
I mean, I'm sure they won't hear us over the wails of that young person in there. We'll just be real quiet, like.
All right, I'll try to be quiet.
And
Ooh, I'm not very
Mooney,
quiet.
you're not.
Huh.
You're not very quiet at
That
all.
was with a plus
Is
7.
Mooney quiet?
Oh,
Oh, I am
the door is
less
really
quiet.
squeaky.
I try to push the door open quietly, and it is not lubricated at all.
No, it's definitely not. It's seen many better days. Um,
So for
but
the
as
audio
you
listeners,
guys,
I rolled a
as that
10
sort
and
of,
Chris
yeah,
rolled a
yeah,
9.
yeah. Yes, they were not fantastic stealth
No.
rolls. But as the door kind of creaks open, like, you guys see that the priest does not even look up from his praying.
Did you say his prey?
He's praying.
Oh, okay.
He's a man of faith. He's prey.
Apparently. All right. If that's the case. Mooney signals Vela in. At, James, who I'm assuming follows him much later.
James stays near the back usually.
Yeah, it's fair.
If he needs to shoot at something, he'd rather not be up front.
Enters in as well.
And as you guys enter in, you guys do see sort of this long hallway here that leads into a very brightly lit chapel. The hall itself appears to be completely unlit and kind of reeks of mildew and mold. There's 4 doors on either side of you guys, 2 on each side, that appear, you would assume, lead to separate rooms. Inside, from what you guys can see from the chapel, it's strewn with debris, sort of charred and broken remains of the pews just scattered all about the floor. And you actually see some long claw marks on the altar itself.
Well, it looks like they had a little run-in with some of Strahd's kin.
Yeah, I wouldn't let your guard down here.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. I think we should probably clear these rooms to make sure there's not any lingering friends here.
Yeah, that's fair.
Mooney's going to, again, attempt to quietly open this door.
Okay.
And the door is still just really creaky at a 9. These dang doors haven't been boiled in years.
Yeah, you kind of try to push open this door, and again, it's a of it just grinding against this sort of rusty metal. And as you kind of look in, you see that there are several holes in the roof of this molded room, some broken shingles amid puddles of water, the rain from above falling down and trickling into this room here. In one corner of the floor, you see a heavy wooden trapdoor that appears to be held shut with a chain and a padlock. And it sounds like the young man seems to be screaming from there. Father! Please!
Fascinating. Well, as much as I would love to help somebody who's crying for help, I can also not be entirely sure that that is not a turned vampire in that cellar. Vela, do you sense any undead near here?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought that might be the case.
Well, why don't we go talk to the priest and see if he has a good reason?
I can't be certain if it's coming from under or somewhere around. I can't pick up the scent as well when there's things blocking it, but
fair enough.
I would guess that that's what it is.
Like I said, John, we should probably clear these rooms first before we get to talking to Mr. Praying Man over there.
I guess that's fair.
So, what one are you looking at next?
John, you want to look in that room to your left?
See if I can open the door quietly. This
Okay.
room actually has been oiled.
Very well.
So
Didn't have
this,
paint falling out, to be
yeah.
fair.
So this appears to be sort of a lightless room. It seems almost somewhat better maintained than the others. Um, but there's no kind of lighting in it, so it's kind of hard for John to actually see. You just kind of have the light that's coming from the door.
And
But you
his
see a wooden
lantern down his
bed.
waist.
Yeah, and my
Oh,
belt.
true. Yes, he does absolutely have that. Yeah, so you see a wooden bed with sort of a straw-filled mattress, kind of standard for most homes these days. And you see mounted above the bed's headboard is a wooden holy symbol.
Oh, and what? I'm sorry.
Holy
The
symbol.
symbol.
Ha! I got it. Nothing in there.
Fair enough. Well, on to the next set of rooms, I suppose.
Oh, did not mean to go in.
And I'm hoping this door's oiled. It
Okay.
is 20.
All right. Yeah, you're able to open that one perfectly fine. As you look into it, it appears to be sort of an old office space. There's a desk and a chair that stands against the south wall. Again, that same wooden holy symbol mounted above them. The symbol itself kind of looks like almost like a rising sun. And you
Vanishing
see,
Marines.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
and you see a long iron rod against the wall opposite the desk. Um, that seems like it might have held a tapestry at one point, um,
Hmm.
but it does not appear to be holding one anymore. And you see against the far wall there, you see a wooden cabinet.
Mooney's gonna do some investigating.
Woo!
Okay.
Investigation. 15 in the cabinet.
Okay.
I find of anything of interest?
Yeah, so you look in there, you don't find much. You see that there's a tinderbox and a couple of wooden boxes that have candles in them, and two well-used books. Hymns to the Dawn, and The Blade of Truth, Uses of Logic in the War Against uh, Diabolist Heresies.
I will take those books.
Okay.
I
And
hymnal
I will
and
send you the full titles for your documentation because
wonderful.
it's a long one.
I do not doubt it.
But that's all you find in there.
All right. And then he's gonna hop over to the desk
Yeah,
and do some more investigating.
yeah,
Show
absolutely.
me these. It's a 9.
So you kind of look around, opening the drawers, kind of looking. You see a few sheets of blank parchment and a couple of quill pens and some dried up bottles of ink.
Yep. Nothing interesting here. I did find 2 books though. The Blade of Truth and I think a hymnal book. Some sort. That's it though. Suppose we should check that other.
Well, I assume I was doing it while you were doing it. I just had to wait for you to be done. I rolled an
Yeah.
11 to try to open the door, so I assume that does, creak
It is a
roll.
little bit creakier, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, but you see sort of same kind of wooden bed and a straw mattress. This one has a small table beside the actual mattress with an oil lamp that is sort of burning brightly on it. And again, over the headboard is that same wooden sun-shaped holy symbol.
All right. Ain't more nothing.
All right.
Yeah. Well, I suppose nothing left to do. We'll talk to our here playing man.
Oh.
Yeah. So as you guys walk into the chapel, you guys see that it is as bad as it seemed from the brief glance you had. The broken pews are littering the dusty floor, but there appear to be dozens of candles and candlesticks, candelabras, uh, seemingly lit in every section of the room, almost like it's trying to light every possibility for a shadow. At the far end, you see the claw-stained altar, behind which kneels a priest in soiled vestments. Next to him hangs a long, thick rope, stretches up into the bell tower. And you guys can hear his sort of very soft, hoarse voice muttering prayers.
Hello there, Mr. Priest. Uh, just coming to check out what that screaming coming from that trap door is. Everything all right?
He continues his prayer.
I don't think you understood. We asked you a question. I say loudly.
As you're sort of as you sort of call out to that, you guys do hear from below, "Father, help me!" And this sort of seems to agitate the priest, and he kind of sort of bends over, sobbing and continuing his prayer.
That that person in the basement there uh, turns, like a, a vampire.
Vela will actually move past you guys and will sort of go right up to the side of the altar, and will sort of like rest a hand on his shoulder. It is not an easy choice, what you must have had to do. And he kind of looks up at her, and for a moment kind of has like a little bit of a stunned reaction as he looks at her. And then he kind of seems to compose himself slightly. I had to lock him in there. After every day I pray for him to come back to me. Whatever he's become. Hoping that the gods will tell me how to save him without destroying him.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, that might be the only way to restore him. Well, at least save him from whatever torment he is living through at the moment. Otherwise, I mean, I'm not entirely sure how vampires work, but
Vela
Right.
kind of like kneels down to like his level. What happened, Father? What happened to your son? And he kind of like looks at mostly at Vela. Like, a little over a year ago, Doru was. He went with the other villagers to storm Castle Ravenloft to try to put a stop to Strahd. They were lured by a wizard who came there. Wizard was killed, and I thought he was too. And then he came back to me. Is that thing? I was able to trap him down there, but I can't bear his screams. Only the Morning Lord hadn't abandoned us. Perhaps he could give me answers. Answer my prayers. Bring back my son. There's very little that can be done for undead, I'm afraid. But perhaps, if the Morning Lord is merciful. What are you guys doing during this?
That is a good question.
You guys are just kind of watching, just like.
I feel like John's irritated that they're dealing with this. He's like, this wasn't worth the gold.
And just, get the body through those gates. We tried hard enough. Say we need to put somebody to rest, sir. I hate to intrude on you, but maybe we can put your son to rest for you. I hate to have to say that. That might be what's best for you and for him at this point. And if we do that for you, would you be able to let us bury our friend?
I'd say he's barely an acquaintance, but
Yeah, come on, man.
We literally never met the
of,
man.
He kind of sort of composes himself again and kind of brings himself to his feet. You wish for a burial? Yes, of course. If you'll follow me to the back, we'll. It's still close enough to dawn. We should have a chance to offer him up to the Morning Lord.
Thank you.
And he will kind of move around the altar and kind of move past you guys out towards the actual entrance to the church. And all the while, you guys just hear, "Father, please!" As you guys sort of walk further away, and it gets more and more distant and faded as you guys leave the church. The priest looks over at Ibward, and he looks to the coffin. He's like, "Yes, I I was afraid something might have happened. We will bring him around to the back. He deserves to rest. And I assume you guys will pick up the coffin and...
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yep. So
We'll
you guys
take him
pick
to the
up the
back.
coffin and you guys sort of go around to the back of the church into this sort of large graveyard that expands behind the church. You guys walk
John does
past
make
a
James do it
like
this time, though.
small. Hmm?
John makes James do it this time. He's like, your turn.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, he's not happy about it, but he does. He'll do it. Yeah, you guys walk past a small mausoleum and several rows of gravestones, and you actually see sort of near the end of the graveyard, you see several empty plots, just sort of basically holes in the ground with blank headstones. And he kind of moves over to one of these. It's like, all right, lower him in.
Uh, I guess Mooney tries to lower him in, but is like on his belly as he's holding onto the handlebars.
Yeah, yeah. You with a little bit of struggle, you guys are able to get it in. Uh, just because you guys aren't the strongest party,
No,
but
no,
yeah,
not by any stretch.
and he kind of sort of makes a sort of a motion across his chest and holds his holy symbol, kind of sprinkling some water over it, and begins to offer some prayers to the morning Lord, trying to deliver Kolyan from Barovia, basically trying to have his soul leave this village. And after that, he kind of uh, the body will be sort of, or the coffin rather, will be buried. And once it is sort of buried and the ground is kind of leveled, he will look back to you guys and he'll be, Kolyan was a good friend. I'm saddened to hear of his passing. I I know of a safe place where Irina might be out of reach of the Devil's Strahd. There's an abbey of St. Markovia in Kresik. It's it's the safest place I can think of. A bastion of good in this evil place. She would be safe there. Or if that's not possible, the town of Valakai is quite fortified from what I know. And sort of at that, Eastmark will kind of join in and be like, yes, I was hoping to have them guide her to Valakai. It's the only place I know that might be able to withstand his wrath. Good, good. He sort of calms himself a little bit and he looks back towards the church. I must be going, but I wish you all the blessings of the morning Lord. And I pray that you will be able to make your journey before Strahd or his minions find you.
As do we. Thank you. And then,
James kind of like uh, kind of looks over at him and he's like, "You seem to know a lot about this place. You know a fortune teller?" And the priest kind of looks over at him confused for a little bit, and it's like, well, I know that I know the fortune tellers are often they're often among the uh, where's where did I
They're among us.
get? They are among us.
Have you ever looked in a mirror? Maybe you're a
Yeah,
fortune teller.
yeah.
What?
They're among the Vistani, sort of the nomadic folk that live out to the west. Uh, I've heard of one, a Madame Eva. Perhaps she's the one you're looking for? And James will be like, all right. Well, that's a good enough starting place, isn't he?
Alright. Now, James, why do we need a fortune teller exactly?
James will kind of like look over at you guys like he just remembered you guys were there. Uh, and he'll be like, I don't know myself. But she says I need to find him, so I need to find him. Apparently, what they got is crucial to taking down Strahd.
Well, if it's crucial to taking down Strahd, then I'm all for it.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
fair.
pretty much the only choice I had.
Well, I guess
So,
we'll leave this man to, keep his son tortured in a basement, and we'll leave.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure there's a whole lot we can do for him except for kill his son, which sounds like he doesn't want that at the moment.
Yeah, but, if there's any bit of his son left in there, that part of him being tortured every day. But, I don't really care. I want to get this over with. I want to be done here.
Sounds a little bit like you care, John.
Mm,
I'll be honest.
no, I'm fine. I don't care about any of. I'm just done. I want to be done for today. Let's get this girl out of town and all that crap, and let's move on. Go see a fortune teller. Apparently, is now what we're doing.
Yep. Off we go then. Back to Irina. Tell her, tell her good news. Pops is buried. All's well.
all right. So you guys will head back towards towards the residence of, well, the previous residence of the Burgermeister. And you guys sort of head back there with Eastmark. And as you guys approach, very similar scene as before, her unlocking the door and letting you guys in. And she will kind of look to Eastmark and she'll be like, it's done. He will, he'll nod. He'll be like, yes. Though the father is not quite in the. Well, he's not in the best of states right now. Whatever happened to Doru, apparently he didn't die. He. That monstrous. It's disgusting what he does to these people. All the more reason to get you away from him. Yes. And she will sort of pull out. She will pull out 4 gold and get it to you guys. It's like, for the burial of him. I do
Thank
appreciate what you did.
Take my gold. Well, man,
Nice.
I'm rich now.
You did.
All right then. Well,
Now,
appreciate
if we're talking about money, let's discuss how much it's going to cost to get you out of here.
Right.
Yes. Let me go ahead and pull up the world map. I just gotta find where I'll save that because for some
1,000 gold
reason.
each and a magical item for each to raise the races. Perfect. Excellent. Love it. Oh, that would be nice.
There we go. Okay. Just get that. All right. So. Get this in here.
Well,
Apologies, technical
John is just
difficulties.
glaring this whole time. Because I'm assuming in character she's also thinking about how much she's gonna offer this whole time. She's like,
Looking through the treasury.
she's like, how much can we offer them right now?
Okay. So, yeah, because I just wanted you guys to be able to see what you're looking at for where you're actually going. Because she would be sort of pulling out a map here to show you guys where you're supposed to, or where you're trying to go, anyways. So, she goes ahead and she pulls that out. Okay, there we go. All right, now let's get you guys on the map. Oh, there you go. So she pulls out this map here, and she kind of points to the area off to the right-hand side where it says the village of Barovia. She'll be like, this is where we are right now. Now, where my brother wishes to take me is the village of Valakai, up here near Lake Zarvich. It is.
Oh,
Mhm.
along that river there, then. Looks like. Well,
We'll certainly be able to follow the river for some of it, but we will have to end up going through the woods one way or another.
perfect. I'm sure those aren't infested with terrible, frightening creatures.
Well, I'll say for certain that if we can, I would rather take the south path through the woods than go through the northern way. The northern way takes us too close to Castle Ravenloft. She sort of points to this section right here to the northwest of the village Barovia.
Ah.
Yes, that most certainly would.
That's where, well, That's where he spends most of his time.
Well, he does bring us right up next to that castle. We would
Yes,
love
it
to avoid that at
is.
all costs.
Yes, I would much prefer to be able to avoid it as well. Strahd is not the kind of person I want to encounter, if he can even be called a person.
Yeah, that's fair. More of a creature than a person at this point. Alright.
Whatever he is, it's. I can't stand whatever infatuation he has with me. And these attacks get worse, or he forces his way in again. I would dread to think what he would do to anyone in the village.
Fair. Well, sounds like we're going the long way.
It does look like we will have to go quite a long ways around to get to where we're going. Unless we want to go through the river at some point, but I don't know if that's entirely feasible.
There's a possibility. It's a fairly calm river, but it would leave us sort of at risk if any of his flying minions were to find us.
Fair enough. All right then. Well,
Our best bet would be just to remain moving and only move during the day.
agreed. Agreed. Well, now that we got our path planned out, and since we are taking the long way, I think that will also increase the price of our journey here.
Absolutely.
Kind of fact that it will be
I can't
longer.
ask you to risk your lives for nothing. I'm willing to offer you everything we have left. 500 gold, if you're able to get us to safety. City of Valakai.
Sounds fair. Just to
Okay,
be
so
safe, though, I would like 10 gold each to us as deposit so we know you're good for it.
Very well. And she will do that.
All right. There we go. 10 extra gold, baby. Woo!
You
I
know, in
got
case we
22.
this is Austin talking. In case we fail and she dies, and we at least get something out of it.
We're 10 gold richer. Let's go. I can afford to pay for everybody's rooms at least 2 more times now.
Nice.
I won't, again, because everyone has gold to pay for their own rooms now. But, I could.
Yeah, so with that, were there any questions that you guys had or anything that you guys were bringing up?
Mm. So you said we should only travel during the day. And I'm not really seeing a whole lot of places. Well, I'm not seeing any places, I should say, in between for us to, rest. So we would have to keep watch during the night.
Yes, we would need to. Strahd's minions tend to be much more active at night.
Yeah, we are well aware of that at this point. Uh, we'll have to keep watching in shifts. That is to be certain.
Yes, definitely.
Well, I suppose our route is decided and payment has been settled, so nothing to it but to get prepped and get on the way, I suppose. Uh, now,
Yes, it would be best to leave as soon as possible.
Well, everything
before
I
we
It's
do
own
still
is
get on
on
the
daylight.
road,
me, so I'm ready.
we should probably hit up the local merchant and see if they don't have any supplies that might help us survive our little trek here.
It's not a bad idea.
He's he is not a kind man.
Well,
There's
neither am I.
there's no there's no competition for him. He tends to charge a lot for his items, um, and he's not willing to part with them for less.
I see.
Expect to pay a hefty fee for anything you're trying to get.
Right. Huh. Well, worth a shot, I suppose. Uh, guess we travel over. Is everyone else down to travel to the
Yeah.
merchant, the mercant?
I got stuff
Yeah,
to
we can go
sell.
over
I
the
wanted to
mer-
go last night,
to
but
the
you wouldn't let
merchant.
me.
We were at night, so
Oh,
yeah,
his lights were
I would
on.
not let you. I'm sure they were.
But yeah, you guys, I assume you're all done here, and you guys will head over to the Mercantile, which you guys remember as being just south of the inn.
Yeah.
So you guys head towards the establishment, still very similar to how it was even at night, with a little bit of light coming through these sort of heavily drawn curtains. The sign over the door that kind of creaks on its hinges reads Bildrath's Mercantile.
Hmm. Fascinating.
And we're going to go slightly meta here, just so that you guys are aware what the options are.
Okay.
So he sells anything from the adventuring gear table in the player's handbook,
All right.
which I can give you guys a link to.
Yes, please.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's on any table ever.
Adventuring gear table.
So you should be able to access that. If not, I can try to pull up a different version of it.
No, I can't. So we're good. Or at least I mean, I'm good.
Adventuring gear.
Can you access it as well?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So he offers everything that is on this list. However, he offers it for he only offers the ones that are lower than 25 gold, and he sells everything for 10 times its actual price.
Oh,
Oh.
jeez.
Lord mercy.
So be aware of that if you plan to purchase anything.
Adventuring gear.
Well, I guess I want to start by walking up and trying to talk to him about some stuff I want to sell to him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you head in. You walk up to the counter. And you see who you would assume is the owner, sort of sitting behind the counter. He's kind of a larger man with sort of a long kind of black beard and mustache. And he kind of looks over the group, smiling very widely as you guys browse the wares.
Hmm.
Hello, kind sir. I walk in and I am trying to put on all the charm.
I've never been known to be kind. How can I help you?
And I'm not very charming. I rolled a 9 on my persuasion, so nothing's gonna go good for me today, guys. I'm rolling terrible on everything.
It happens.
Well, I have this, this chain shirt that I'd like to, wonder what you'd be willing to, give me for that.
He sort of looks it over, examining it. It's all right, I suppose. Seen better days, clearly.
Fair.
25.
25 what?
Gold.
Oh, alright. Well, yes, then here you go.
All right. He takes it and sort of sets it aside and gives you the 25 gold.
Question.
Anything else? Yeah.
No. This is a question from me to CJ.
Okay. Yeah.
Are his wares behind the counter, or are they scattered around the store? What do you say?
So there are some scattered around the store.
Oh, I love it.
Would you say that a healer's kit is among the things scattered around the store?
So a healer's kit.
It's 5 gold pieces. Or, I mean, 25 gold pieces here.
Mm-hmm.
No, 50.
Yeah, 50.
I know how to do math.
Yeah, it's 10 times. Yep. But yeah. So I would say a healer's kit, that would probably be something that'd be behind the counter.
Son of a gun. It's fair. That is fair.
Alright, I have a couple other things I'd like to tell you. What is the name of the establishment again?
So it was Bill Drath's Mercantile.
Yeah. I got a couple more things I'd like to sell to you, Bill Drath. I assume that's who you are. Am I talking to the Bill Drath?
The only.
With a name like that, can understand. I don't know where I'm going with this. But yes, I have stuff to tell you. Hi, Sonny. That was me talking to chat. That's Austin talking to the chat, not the character. I'm not just... John's just not the random going, hi, Sonny. What was that? I don't know what happened there.
Oh, hello, Sonny.
Yeah. I have a spell book. Don't know if you'd be interested in that at all.
He kind of looks it over and he's like, I ain't a magic user.
I know
Don't know. I can give you 5 gold for it.
Here's the thing. I'm not either, friend. So you know what? I'll hand that over to you.
Alright. Maybe the next adventurers who come into town want it.
Yeah. Well, I have a couple, I believe 3 more items that I think you might be interested in, maybe a little bit. Maybe not. Who knows? Who knows what anyone wants? I have a fancy hairbrush. I don't remember what the actual details were on that, CJ, but it's that fancy hairbrush you gave me that I think is like... I don't remember the details. I just wrote fancy hairbrush. It was like carved out of something that was valuable, I believe.
If I remember correctly, that was a silver
Yes, that sounds right.
hairbrush. Let me... Did you write down how much that's worth?
Nope, because you didn't tell me anything about what things were worth. You just told me that they were, like, here's what you got. You could probably sell it, is what you basically told us.
Okay. Yeah, so for that, he'll kind of look over it. Be like, where'd you get something like this?
I found it. An adventurer, you find things here, you find things there.
Wait, what did you give me?
My fancy hairbrush.
Well, it's certainly pretty. Not too many people around here buy pretty. I can give you 10 gold.
I think I'll wait on that one. Kind of.
Alright.
But I do have one last thing I'd like to maybe once again... Actually, no, I don't, because they're also very pretty, and I don't, I have some pretty gems, but, if people around here aren't buying pretty, then there'd be no need for you to be able to give me what they're worth.
No reason.
Yeah.
Ain't no Barovian going around digging gems out of the ground.
It's fair.
Last thing you need is to attract the minions to you.
Fair enough.
Now you buying something or what?
I mean, I just walked into your store and I haven't had a chance to look around at any of the stuff you sell, sir.
He's sort of like shouting to the group in general as they've been kind of looking around.
You can see that, Mooney's kind of fixated on all the items and snaps back into focuses. He asks, buying things, right, yes, definitely buying things, absolutely. Well, actually,
real quick, because I don't want to metagame, I'm gonna roll an insight check there. I don't pick up what you're putting down at all with the 6. Because Austin really wants to put a plan together with Chris, but I don't think John does, sadly.
I don't know
I don't think John's aware yet.
I don't know if Mooney spies anything in the readily available common area that's even worth taking.
Who said it had
To
to
be
be in the
honest.
common area?
Oh,
So stuff that would be in the common area. So let's see. So I would say things like common clothes would be in that area, probably like hanging up.
What about soap? Can I get soap?
Some.
maybe a grappling hook.
You can absolutely buy soap. Like that is no problem.
No, I meant like in the common area. Could Mooney steal soap? Is what I'm trying to ask for Mooney.
I mean, Mooney could certainly try to steal stuff.
Can Mooney try to steal a grappling hook, or is that also behind the counter?
So for a grappling hook, let me see. Grappling hook, I would say for that, it's probably not behind the counter.
Oh, the grappling hook does catch Mooney's attention, and he's a little bit fixated on it.
Yeah, basically all of the items that are like, I would say over like 2 gold, would be behind the counter, or over 2 gold.
Is there anything near the grappling hook?
Anything that would be right near the grappling hook, you would see like some like pittons for like climbing and a hammer nearby. You'd also probably see like a fishing tackle. Over there, you'd probably also see some like pieces of chalk, maybe a case for maps or for crossbow bolts, some candles.
So before Mooney inquires about buying, he also pipes up that he has some things he needs to sell. I actually might need to also sell some things before I'm capable of purchasing some of your fine goods that you have here. I've got this here gold ring, and he sets it on the counter. I've got this. What was the rock? Was it it's not the carnelian, because that's the eye patch that I'm wearing.
You had a gemstone. You had multiple different types of gemstone. Did you not write down what gemstone it was?
Of course not.
I think. John, did you write down what it was?
I wrote cool gems. Right next to my fancy hairbrush.
Write down the actual names. We'll say generally for gems, you're usually looking at around like 20 gold, depending on the person you're selling to.
He sets down the one gem that John had given him.
Okay.
And I think that was it. The gold ring and the gem.
Okay.
And I think that might have been all that he picked up.
After John was done talking to him, John tries to kind of like sneak away and not be seen in the store.
Oh, I
I
also
mean,
said some.
it's one open room,
Oh, okay.
so
I can't. There's no
Yeah.
shadows to hide in.
I mean, you can certainly attempt.
Well, with a 17, do I hide in any shadows?
Well, let's
Oh,
see.
he also sets down the 2 books and see if, you know, see if he'll take it.
Um, yeah. So as far as John knows, he's hidden.
Okay,
As far as John
I'll
is
take that.
aware, he is sneaky.
But yeah, he sort of looks over your book and uh the ring in the gem, and he's like, "Oh, what poor bastard did you find all this from?"
Well, you see, it was a collection of poor bastards. A great many of them.
I don't know if that's the right answer. You're still
He,
And
he
you
kind
know
of
what?
like he kind of raises an eyebrow at that, and he's like, "None of my business." And he'll kind of look over the stuff. He kind of flips through the book, and he's like, "All right, I can give you, yeah, I can give you 25 for the whole lot."
25 for the whole lot, eh? Sounds about reasonable to me. I'll take it. And he scoots the product closer to him.
All right, he takes it and he gives you the 25 gold.
Alrighty. Sitting at a pretty 47 now. Woo! And he walks over to the climbing kit. I'm assuming is what that was next to the grappling hook.
No, so that was actually just pitons and a hammer.
Okay, so just the pitons and the hammer.
Yeah.
And as he reaches for the pitons and the hammer, he actually sweeps the grappling hook like into his sleeve. And so I'm gonna attempt to make a sleight of hand check.
Okay.
17.
All right.
Do I get the grappling hook into my sleeve unnoticed?
He doesn't seem to notice.
Well, while this is happening, I've walked over to his javelins.
Ah,
The javelins are
They're only 5 silver, so
are those?
I would
Oh
assume
yes, yeah,
they'd
they
be-
are 5 silver.
Yeah.
Yep. So you're good.
How many javelins does he have?
How many javelins are you trying to get?
I mean, here's the thing. John is a did do some training in demon hunting, so he at least believes that vampires can die from wood through the heart. So he wants to try to get his hands on some wood. So,
Well, these javelins have wooden shafts, but they do have metal heads.
yeah, but throw them through.
Okay. Yeah. No, I just wanted you to be aware of what you were getting.
Yeah, I mean, I still feel like if you throw it into a guy's heart, you should get at least a little bit of the wood onto the heart. Enough that
Fair.
I'd think. So yeah, I'm gonna try to.
Yeah. Who knows this schematics of vampires?
Let's just
You
try to
don't
say
know
I'm
if
trying to steal. A couple, a few. We'll say 3.
Okay, so you're trying to steal 3. Go ahead and give me
that wasn't a
that
great.
sleight
Oh, it
of
was a
hand.
great roll. All right,
Okay.
22. So,
Woo!
I meant to say I stole 4 javelins actually.
No, you said 3, so
I
we're
know.
sticking with 3.
Okay.
If you had gotten a nat 20, then yes, I would
Okay,
have
that's fair.
allowed you to have gotten more.
you were very
But
close.
he does not seem to notice as you kind of tuck these javelins away.
All right, and then I'm leaving the store.
Okay.
So, well,
You're just
Moody's,
heading right out.
trying to throw on the kind of charade onto the whole thing. Picks up the hammer and he kind of inspects it, and he, raises it to the shopkeep. How much for this hammer? It's a mighty fine looking hammer you got there.
That there. 10 gold.
10 gold. I don't think I can do that. I apologize, but
Well,
I
if you
think
want
I'm
it
gonna have to
badly
hold
enough,
out.
you'll pay for it.
You know what? You got me. I guess I just don't want that hammer badly enough. Do you by chance have any healing potions here?
So for healing potions, that should be nope. That's
Oh.
50 GP. So no,
Nope.
he does not.
Fair enough.
What do I look like, an alchemist?
To be honest, no, far from it. But you know, not all of us are cut from that cloth. You know what? I think it'll be all I've got going on for today. Yeah.
Also, I want to say, if you want me to say that I don't have those, I can. I realized I accidentally scrolled up and I was in weapons, not adventure gear.
Oh no, it's fine.
Okay.
The adventure gear, like the other adventure gear section is like it's the rest of it. Weapons are still included.
Okay, just want to make sure. I didn't want to
Oh.
I want to make sure I wasn't like taking something I wasn't supposed to. You know?
Yeah, no, you're good.
Okay.
But you had mentioned that Mooney was looking at a healer's kit. Was he still planning on trying to acquire that one way or another?
Oh, he really might be. He
Okay.
really
Is
might be.
Mooney, thinking he should, get help, or is he going for this all by himself? Does Mooney think he
No,
can do this stealing behind this shelf without any distractions?
I don't think so.
Okay.
So yeah, Mooney goes back out and goes to talk to my man John.
Who you now see is holding some javelins that you've never seen him have before.
I
I would, What?
And from his sleeve, he pulls a little grappling hook. I see we are on the same wavelength here.
Ah. A man of culture,
Which he
I
then
see.
proceeds to, put in his backpack. Now, I had...
Surprised that's all you guys got.
Huh?
You know what, James? You didn't even come and help. You could have tried to steal some stuff.
No, James, you actually see he pulls out like a rolled up 2-person tent.
Well, right you are, James. I'm glad we're all on the same page
I
here.
assume Vela is just mad at us in a corner.
Vela is there, and she kind of like looks over at you guys, and she's like, he's kind of robbing people anyways.
Yeah, I figure it's only right for us to rob him in return.
So, I feel like I'm just so mad that all the good stuff was behind the counter, you know?
Yeah, I did see that healer's kit hanging out behind the counter. And I was thinking maybe we could create some sort of distraction, because I think that could be a mighty fine tool in the right hands, don't you think?
I grab your wrists. These hands seem about right.
Yeah, I thought so too.
James kind of like looks at you guys, and he gives a smirk, and he's like, I think I know a way to make a distraction.
Oh, do you now?
All right.
And out of his backpack pops the head of the dragon.
James, I like the way
Yes.
you think.
Forgot about the dragon.
I'm loving this portion of just robbing the merchant line.
I mean,
Oh boy.
only a little bit.
James kind of like it kind of like hops up onto his shoulder, and he's kind of like, he doesn't say anything really, but you can kind of see like a glance going between them, and the dragon kind of like makes almost like a nodding motion and zooms off into the store.
Beautiful.
And immediately you hear, "Hey, get out of here!" and just crashing of things around the merchant shop.
So I'm assuming we probably gotta do stealth checks to get back in?
Yeah. I'm gonna try to sneak back in.
I mean, you can either
Sure.
do stealth checks to get back in, or you can go in for like a deception to try to make it seem like you're trying to help him.
Oh.
Can I pivot to that once I don't sneak in well?
I mean, you can absolutely pivot to,
Okay, because
to not.
I
sneaking
definitely
in.
can
Like-
tell I did not sneak in well.
Yeah, with
Yeah,
13.
You guys don't. Let me actually see what he is.
Yeah, what's his passive
perceiving
perception?
right now? You guys are actually both stealthy enough.
All right.
Oh, Quick.
Alright, so I'm following Moony because I don't know what he wants, where it is specifically.
Yeah,
I'm
so
gonna...
you guys walk in, and you will see sort of Bildrath chasing this paper dragon as it flies around, sort of knocking things off of shelves, just like grabbing random things that are hanging up and just tearing them down to the ground, going and getting into a pile of books and just kind of throwing them across the room. And he's just chasing this thing with a sword.
Good.
It's like, hey, get out of here! Like, everyone will take care of this thing. And as you guys are sort of making your way quietly around this, you guys do see a sort of a very sort of very muscular younger boy come out, and he kind of sort of like looks around. Uh, what? There's a dragon.
All right.
I know there's a dragon. Kill it. And the boy sort of pulls out a sword and kind of starts chasing after it, swinging.
Okay.
What are you guys doing?
I guess I'm gonna try to sneak behind the counter.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you can still use your current stealth. If you're trying to take something, just give me a sleight of hand.
All right.
So I assume we're going to work. What's like the stuff right next to what he's trying to steal?
So, what would be right next to the healer's kit?
Yeah.
You guys would actually see underneath the counter there are 2 potions of healing.
I'm going for the 2 potions of healing.
Yeah. You want to?
Yeah.
So you want to give me one of those after? Yeah.
Probably.
And I'll go for the healer's kit so that I can revive down people if this thing happens.
And you do also see, sort of next to the potions of healing, you do see a couple of flasks of holy water.
Okay.
And Moony will also, he takes the healer's kit with a 21, tucks it in his backpack.
Yeah, I also
you guys are
21.
able to. Yeah, you guys take both of the healing potions, the healer's kit, and you guys are able to get 4 flasks of holy water as you guys kind of stuff those into your bags and make your way quietly out.
So is that 2 flasks of holy water each?
Before I make my way quietly out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Obviously for a, probably
if you want
a couple more checks involved in this, I want to go towards the cash register.
So there isn't specifically like a cash register,
Fair, but
because of the time.
Yeah.
That would be the coin pouch that he has on him.
That's fair.
Ooh.
So you can absolutely try that.
Okay, I'm gonna go try to. I'm assuming this is what you want me to do. I'm gonna go try to get the dragon, and while doing it, try to like pick his pocket, basically.
Yeah, if you want to try that, you can.
So do I need to roll like a deception, then a sleight of hand, or just sleight of hand? What do we want to do?
So you would need to deception first to see how well you pull off your trying to help him act.
Fair enough.
And then sleight of hand.
16.
So yeah, he kind of like looks over at John, more focused on the dragon. He's like, "Get in here, take care of it."
Yeah, no, let me help you, buddy. I'm so know what's going on here.
I'll pay you if you do.
Awesome. I'm then going to try to pick his pocket.
Get the damn thing out of my store.
Yeah, I'm also, while this is happening, I'm trying to steal his money.
Yeah,
oh no! Oh, that was okay. I didn't know the dice there. Yeah, it's a critical success.
Yep. So you are able to lift his entire coin.
And while John is, helping him, Moony sees a spear, which I presume is also behind a counter.
Mm-hmm.
And goes for that.
Yeah, with the nat 20, I'd say that he's distracting him enough.
And I get the spear, I presume.
Yeah, you get the spear, no problem. So, you lift his entire coin purse.
All right. Does the dragon seem to know that I'm in on this and let me catch it, or do I,
The dragon right now seems to be just wreaking havoc.
We should probably leave.
Fair.
Well, Mooney's gonna, bounce while you distract.
I'll be like, let's try to open the door. Maybe he'll fly out. And I say that
Right.
I say that very loudly while I'm opening the door, trying to like signal to James to like call the dragon back.
Yeah, as you sort of do that, the dragon does kind of like thrash around for a little bit more, and Periwinkle does kind of like get a slash on it, kind of cutting into one of its wings.
Oh no!
And it kind of flaps out the window and kind of up above the house. And Bildrath kind of runs out and he shakes his sword in the air. He's like, ah, not bad enough he had bats. Now he's got dragons running around.
Curses to Strahd.
Mm.
He sort of like glances over at you, and then he's like, and he just kind of looks over at Periwinkle and he's like, "Come on, you got a shop to clean up." He's like, yes."
I wish you best in your cleaning. I'm sorry, but I have to go, and I leave.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
and he goes inside, sort of yelling at Periwinkle, and you guys sort of reconvene a little ways down.
So we got a few things.
All right. Yeah, I'd say that
So,
was.
as you
fairly
look inside the coin purse,
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
you find 500 gold.
Oh! Oh my god!
I don't tell them how much is in there, and I give each of them 100, telling them there was only 400.
I am so perfectly fine with that. Mooney's like,
Okay.
oh my gosh! That's incredible! A successful haul, and Mooney goes to high-five John.
I high five him for sure. Well, let's do a dex check to make sure we actually hit.
Yeah.
I had a
What?
12, so it's not the best. But it's above 10, so there's a good chance,
this
unless
a
you crit fail.
Is this a
I-
dex?
I, would say
No, it wouldn't be
I feel like
save.
it's dex is what high five is.
It's a raw dex.
Yeah.
I don't think I can roll raw dex.
If
At
you just
least
click
from-
on the dexterity, like where it says dex, where it says the +2, it'll auto.
I don't have a plus anywhere.
Okay, then roll a d20 and then plus
Or,
whatever your dex
yeah,
is.
so if at the where
Your
it
dex is
says
probably
your
+3.
stats, yeah, it
'Cause
right
your sleight of hand
underneath
is
where it
+3.
says.
Oh wait,
dex,
yeah. I'm
just
clicking
click on
3.
where it says the modifier.
I'm clicking on 3 and nothing's
Well, just
happening.
roll a d20 then.
Okay,
This,
alright.
is stupid and pointless. Just roll a d20. Alright, you had a
All right,
14.
so 14.
It doesn't make the satisfying, but you guys kind of
Not a loud
like
clap.
it's not a great high five, but it's good enough.
Beautiful.
I will say that when I rolled that d20 for the sleight of hand, I got so scared because it was on roll 20 and it showed the visible or the beyond 20 or beyond D&DBeyond. That's the word.
Yeah.
It showed like it does like the virtual dice,
Yeah.
and the d20 is just a D for like D&DBeyond.
Mhm.
And I was so scared I rolled a crit fail. I was like, no! I was like, did I just roll a 1? I was so scared. But,
Understandably so.
yeah, so then also I'll give you one of those potions of healing.
Sick.
And I give,
Get up.
because we have 4 holy waters, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I give 1 holy water to each person in the group.
All right, so now we have all 1 flask of holy water.
I don't actually think that's true. I believe I already have holy water.
Oh, I have 1 flask of holy water.
I have 2 flasks. I already had a flask.
Well, yeah, from one of the things that we looted.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I can revive people from being downed without having to make a medicine check
Oh,
10 times.
that's
Which
pretty
is
cool.
why I wanted that healer's kit.
Not bad at all.
Well, you can stabilize them.
Yeah, stabilize. I can make sure they don't have to make,
More death saves.
death saves.
Potion of healing. Add.
I can ensure people for sure don't die at least 10 times.
But yeah, after a little bit, you guys will see the dragon kind of flutter in and land on James' shoulder, and he kind of like looks over the dragon. He's like, "Well, you're trouble, but at least you're helpful."
Very helpful.
Yes, indeed.
Well, that was a nice shopping experience.
I agree. Could not agree.
I'd give him my
anymore.
business again.
Yeah.
Well, if we're ever in the area. Now we should probably get out of here before he realizes.
Oh, yes,
that
for sure.
he
Let's
lifted
start
the
there.
entire
Absolutely.
universe.
And then I feel like we probably should end.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But that was a very successful day.
Yeah, exactly. That went very well. You guys have now way more money than you could have ever expected at the beginning of this session.
Yeah.
Really,
Hey, that's the power of the nat 20. Like, when you're rolling with super crits either way, it can be feast or famine.
yeah.
Yeah. Which is why
Also,
I was
buddy.
so scared of that just a D on the virtual dice. I was like, no! What does this mean? I'm gonna die. Oh no, he's gonna capture me and find all the other stuff I stole already successfully?
But yeah, that is it for now.
No,
I hope you guys enjoyed.
Yeah.
Good.
If you like this podcast, if you're listening to this as a podcast, give it a 5-star review on Spotify. That'd be very helpful. If you're watching this on YouTube, subscribe. I'd say like, but that does nothing really. That's not how that helps you in the algorithm. So like, if you want to do that, go ahead. But watch the whole video and tell your friends about it. That's really what'll help.
Hey, I mean, if you like it, then we know you like it.
Yeah, that's true. It doesn't. If you want to like it, by all means, like it. But when people like YouTubers go like and subscribe, it doesn't. Liking doesn't actually do anything for the YouTuber itself.
But you know, it happens.
Yeah, if you were gonna leave a comment instead and tell us what you liked about it. But yeah, we'll be back next week.
It should be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now that we'll be
Rich
setting
boys.
off on your guys' adventure now.
Now that we're rich.
Actually heading out of the town of Barovia.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.